Okay, so we can search for customers. Right, this is the same as before. Viewing existing orders that aren't yet released or current released orders. There's a current released order.
Again, this is meant to be on an iPad, correct? Yep.
Correct. Yeah. And here, this is a read-only. If you look at an existing one, then you can add things to it, remove things, override some RSM rules here.
Okay.
If you want to change quantities, change units on the products. Well, you can browse these products. This is all the products here. They're loading in the background. And you can go into categories. And these prices here are specific to the customer, the chosen customer. So,
and I notice as it loads, you've got a spinner going. So it looks like you're loading asynchronously elements of the prices.
Yeah, so we get the price, the product list that we want to show on the page. And for each of the products that are to be visible, we go back and we ask, we create a temporary sales order.
To get the user pricing?
To get the user pricing, yeah.
Wow.
So here's all 39 of them. Takes a little longer.
Then you throw it away. But, it's all memory.
And you just throw it away. What we get back is an array of customer prices for the visible items. And it works if we search, if I search for like beans. Oh, there is a bean cake biscuit.
Pricing works pretty well.
Yeah, I think so. Here we have 53 products that have the word bean in it in some form. And yeah. Of course, here I'm viewing 48 per page, so it's trying to load 48 at a time.
So you actually you actually create a sales order with 48 lines on it?
Yeah,
then
I didn't save it.
You don't save it, so all you did is dynamically load it and it gave you the prices.
Yep. So when I do this this request here, update customer prices, I send it the items that I want to calculate the base price for, and it's actually come back already. I've updated the data, so 216 is right. And yeah.
That was what returned back to you.
What returned back was, I'll take it again. Yeah, what returned back is this list.
Got it.
And I updated this data here.
I see. Okay. You passed it the array. You got back a list of data. You melded it back into the array.
Yeah, that's why it's appearing to be there.
Yeah. Yep. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. And you handle the unit of measure?
Yeah. So what happens is I create on the sales order quantity 1 at the default sale unit, which in this case is carton 20. So it returns, and then I take the gross amount from the line on the sales order, and I divide it by the conversion rate for that unit of measure, which is 20. And that's how I get 571.
And all those images, did you have to resize them or they were the right size?
They get sized depending on their container, right? So if
you have like a parameter of how big it is, or in other words, that
the grid,
you have a scope of how large it should be.
Yeah.
Looks great. Wow. And so, and then when they click add to cart, got an out of stock. Nice. How'd you know it was out of stock?
Quantity available, it's just some field on the sales order or the item. Yeah. This is quantity available of the default carton. So it's this times 24, it gives you 1,204.
Got it.
This is the unit.
So you had to go through all that. It's pretty a lot of work, but you got it.
Yeah. So on what happened to that? On the server side, when I update the customer prices, this is where I create the temporary sales order dynamic, right? I set the entity to the customer.
Yeah.
And for each of the product that I pass, I make sure that there is a default sales unit and everything is good here just before I do anything. Then I add the item.
Yep.
So I select a new line, I add the item, I add the units, and I add quantity 1.
Nice. Okay.
And then what I return is so I make sure I have the conversion rate, and I return if it doesn't exist, I return nothing at all. But otherwise, I return the gross amount divided by the conversion rate. That's it.
So in memory, what you did is you commit the line. NetSuite, you must have created a sales order in dynamic mode, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Dynamic mode is true.
So you're up in memory and you commit the line. When you get done looping through all that, you come back and you're returning back the array of the whole thing, of the whole line,
Yeah.
the line list.
Yeah. So I take the products array that I got passed,
Yep.
and I transform that into an array of either empty strings if the line didn't, if I wasn't able to add the product, or well, the rate, the gross amount divided by the rate. So in other words, the unit price, the customer specific unit price.
And then you just basically throw away the thing. You never commit it. It never goes to the database.
Never save it, no. And so it doesn't take a long time, really. And then this is the timestamp, is to be sure that if I do it a lot of times on the client, if I do this, and I do this, okay, so here's it sent out a request, but I don't care about that one anymore. I care about the last one that happened. It's nothing. It's just to make sure that it doesn't crash.
This is just a way of giving it something unique.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and then when you place an order, when you add an item, it pops it in the cart, right?
Right. So then what happens is if I take this thing over here, add a couple here, add the cart. Now it's added this product here, CPO25, CPO25, 3 of them. Now we haven't saved this yet, so this update order becomes enabled. If I click update order, it's going to go back to NetSuite, and this SO 109.24, it's going to update it to reflect what this is and make sure that we have the right total.
And this is where record state manager is running. That's why there's a rule there.
Right. So there is a rule on the sales order that says the customer is now overdue. So we can't release this order, but I could override that rule. I'm logged in as an administrator, so I have the rights to do that. Other users, this appears only if whatever user is logged in is allowed to override the rule according to the RSM rule definition.
Okay.
If I click that, it's going to go back and it's going to try to override the rule. It's going to load and save the record again, so RSM will run again.
And this is generally database operations. So
yeah,
okay, that makes sense.
So now we know that this one is back ordered, but it's fine. It's still in there's enough in stock because we were able to add that. Now I'm able to release the order. And if I release the order, again, that just does whatever it has to do back in the database, releasing. And you wait.
What does pending release LBT forklift mean?
Different fields. Pending release is the status, and this is the delivery method. This is delivery date. There's 8 different fields.
Oh, I see. They're not fielded things. Okay, got it.
And then it seems that it didn't fail it failed release because of these 3 things here.
So a new RSM rules, right?
New RSM rules. Now we can approve this one.
Okay, got it. But
we can approve this one, but this one we can't override this one. It's not overrideable. So we have to get rid of that. You can't. If you can't do it here, you can't do it on the server. But it's because there was an item on back order. If I get rid of that item, that rule disappears. And I can approve these 2. You can't approve more than 1 at a time. Everything is disabled.
Right now, yep.
You can approve that. And it should release now, because there's nothing keeping it from releasing. Yeah, and it's in read-only mode. Release the warehouse.
Okay, now this is powerful. But
and if I go back here, boom. Yep. This is for their employees.
Yes. Let's suppose you're at Tokyo Food and you didn't get the order, but you went to another customer. Does it remember the last sales order that you're on?
If I change the customer, the sale order tab is going to change.
Of course. Okay, that makes sense. So
if you
start, create a new order.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And then you can go over to products, correct? Let's add one.
Oh,
All right, let's add that. Okay, now let's go update order, right? Because it has to go to the server, correct?
right. The sales order doesn't even exist yet. There's no
Yeah, so
number yet.
let's update it. Okay, now let's say the customer doesn't commit. Let's go back to customer and change the customer and go to a different customer. All right, great. And let's create a new order. All right, and add a product and update it. In essence, you're doing order entry.
Yeah.
The idea is if I went back to that other one that we started one, I can get back. I forget who it was now. Shoot, I wasn't paying close.
It was Stop Asian Supermarket.
Yeah,
it's still here.
Oh, so I see. So all the pending ones show up as a list. And you can add
Yeah.
to it.
So yeah, we have existing non-released orders at the top, and you can continue. You can totally change this until it's released.
And the previous orders, you're able to pull those up. You're able
These
to
are
pull
released to warehouse orders.
and you can pull them up and like make a copy of them.
Just to look at them. They're viewable. They're released to warehouse, but they're not completed. Yeah, they're not completed yet. They're not fulfilled.
Wow. Wow.
And so if I come back to this one here, I didn't actually save that order, so it's gone, but I can go and get an order here. Yeah. So this order here, now I'm creating a new sales order in the database. It's not released, but it's there for me to come back to. Like I can shut down the whole app, and it'll still be there because it's in the database. Change the units if it's possible for this item and things like this. So if you go to back here, fine. If you go back to here, nothing is still there until you release it. I can try releasing this one and see what happens. Yeah, that one had no problem. So now it's in this list down here.
Nice.
Yep.
Great work.